Hey everybody, Ryan here again. This is day 7 of the JavaScript 30 course. We are going to do another day of array cardio. So what this one is it's another pretty simple one. It's just you have a people array with a name and a year that they were born, and then you have some comments with the text of the comment and then the ID number. And we're just going to do a couple array things with it. So don't ignore the little kind of funky code here. I just stuck everything inside of a console log so we could just read the values. So we're going to use the first array method. We're going to use a sum, and what sum does is basically it returns true or false ultimately, but it's just returning true or false if you pass it a callback, and if that function, the test function you pass to sum, returns true, then the whole thing returns true, which means that you can think of it as some items in this array passed this test. And so that's what we're doing here is we are, again, this is just a flag for our console log so we can know what question we're answering. And then this is the function. So I'm calling people array right here, people.sum. And then the first item is each individual item, like it's just like filter or map or any of those. The first item is, first item is the item you're working on. And then all I'm doing is calculating what 19 years ago was from whatever date that it's doing the calculation. Right now it's 2021, January 4th, 2021. So 19 years ago equals 2002. And I just console that out. We'll see that in a second. And then our test is just our function. It's going to return the consequence of this operation. So what we're checking is if person.year, so the year they were born here, if person.year is less than or equal to whatever the number of 19 years ago. So say they were born in 1988, and we're going to take 1988 less than or equal to 2002, which is what 19 years ago will be. And it's going to return that, and it's going to return, if it returns true for any of these 4 people, the whole thing returns true. So the whole console log is just going to return a true because it's in there, and we can go to our thing here and check. So see, 19 years ago was 2002. Is at least one person 19 or older? True, because I don't know which one, but one of them, I think actually several of them, 2002. So this person isn't, and then this person is less than. Yeah, all 3 of these people are older than 19 because they were born before 2002. Okay, so another method that is similar to sum is every. So it's kind of like sum, except it returns true or false if every single item in the array passed our condition. So in other words, if every single person in the array was over 19, then this will return true. But because we have that one person, actually we have we have the one person who was born in 2015, they fail this test here on the every. So this will return false because the person.year is 2015, and that is not less than or equal to 2002. So that will return false. So the whole thing returns false because every single item in the array does not pass our condition that we supplied to it. And so we can see that here is everyone 19 or older, and that's false. Now, moving on, we're going to use find, which basically just finds and returns a particular item in the array that passes our condition. Remember, so you can think of these as all sort of like we're passing in functions that either pass a condition or don't, or that return true or false, and depending on whether they're true or false, our function acts accordingly, depending if we're using sum or every. And find will, once our conditional callback returns true, it will just return whatever item in the array that was. So we're trying to find a comment with a particular ID. And so we're going to go through all of our comments. We're going to use a find, which is going to go through all of them. We grab our comment, and then all we're doing is checking. All we're doing is checking if comment.id is equal to this number that we're supposed to find. And if it is, it's an implicit return from our arrow function. If it is, it returns true, then it's going to return the comment with ID 82, whatever. So we look here, comment with ID 82, and it just consoles out. There's our thing, and we can see it's the comment that says super good on it. Okay. Next one is find index. So this is kind of like find, except when it passes the conditional statement, it's just going to supply us the index of the item. It's not going to give us the whole item. The find returns the actual item. Find index just returns the index of the item in the array, so we can do something with that information later. So what we're doing here is we're just finding comment index. So we're saying find index, and it's the same exact test conditional up here. Is comment.id equal to this number? And then it will return the index here. And as we can see, it's at index 1, which means that it's up here. Yep, super good. So we have index 0 and then index 1 here. So that's working correctly. And then we can use the find index, the information we get from find index, to change the array some way. So there's several ways to do this. I did multiple different types of ways of solving this problem. So I came up with a functional solution first, which is basically we take the filter, or we use the filter method. We take our comment and our index that we know it is, because this index is actually passed to us by the filter. So this is our current index. And then so we're just seeing, is our current index. We have to grab the comment because the second argument is the index, so we just have to put something here. We could put null here or something, or just anything we want, because it doesn't matter. We're not going to use it. We just need something, but it is a comment, so I'm just going to call it the comment to make everything make sense. And then we take the index, and if the index is not equal to comment.index, then it's going to return true. So we're making a new array filled with all the comments that do not have the index of what we found up here with our ID. And so this is a very functional solution, because we are taking, well, it's kind of functional actually, because we're grabbing it from up here, but we are returning a new array from our existing array. So our old array still exists in memory. Our comments array still exists. So that information isn't gone. We're just making a new array, new comments array, and then we're so see, I'll put this here, console.log, original, oh my god, original array, and then we'll put new comments array. All right, and so we'll save that. We'll go over here. So original array is not just the string, we want to pass that in there. So I'm going to say comments. So we can see, so the original array has 5 items in it. No, it doesn't actually. What's going on there? Oh, I see. Because of what we're doing down here when I'm splicing it. So my other example, that's why. So I'm going to take this and just comment, whoops. I'm going to just comment those out. So I'll redo it here. So now we have length 5 and super good. So that's our original array. And then we're creating a new array where that's filtered out. So that's the functional approach. Now let's go to the in-place approach, which is what I just commented out. And that's why it was deleting it anyway, because this was, so we're going comments.splice. We're using the splice method, which takes an index and then the number of items we want to delete. So we're saying the comment index, where we use our find index. We found the index. And then we want to delete one item, which is the item we found, which is that comment. And then we look at our in-place solution. So now we are changing the comments in memory. So this, because this is commented out, or this is working now, this is going to actually be the same as this, because all of this runs before we even console.log out. I believe, actually it's, I'm trying to think exactly how, because it runs all of these and then we kind of see our console, or our console output is live or something. I'm not 100% sure exactly, because see, it says length 5, but then it's gone. Oh, I know why. Because look, so, okay, I remember this now, this little thing about the terminal. Right now, this has 5 elements in it as far as the terminal is concerned, because that's what it printed out. However, when I click this little arrow, it's going to re-grab it from the memory, and then we only have 4 items in it. So did you see it says length of 4, but it said length of 5 there? Because it's basically printing this out, length 5, and then it's continuing down our script. So we're printing it out, it's continuing down our script, does all this stuff, and then it ends. So this is sitting here, but then the second I interact with the console, I click this button, it re-grabs it from memory, and because of the in-place solution we did, it just matches this, because it's pointing to the same object in memory. Okay, and then finally, the last solution is the look how clever I am solution, which is I don't even use find index, I just use filter and grab the comment and see if the comment ID is not equal to the number. Then we just have our filtered array, and then I can just output the filtered array. So we don't even really need the find index. We don't need a whole separate operation. We can just use the filter command to do our test, and then we have our array. We don't have to do two separate filter commands or use a splice and the find index and then splice. We can just use one solution. So you can see how like these methods become more powerful when you learn how to use them and how to combine them and build other bigger operations from them. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks. Bye.